back this morning. Megan Valentine back with us from the Alexandria Museum of Art. A lot of things to talk about. The Purchase Lives exhibit still on display through August 20th, I believe.
Yeah, the Purchase Lives exhibit, we're about halfway through.
Right.
And so it'll be on display through August 20th. For this exhibit, we will be free every Wednesday during the day.
And here's some pictures of it. We've gotten some video of it recently. Just tell us about this exhibit, the background of it.
The exhibit was originally on display at the Historic New Orleans Collection last summer, and it was curated by Aaron Greenwald, one of the Historic New Orleans Collection curators. Yeah. It tells an unflinching view of slavery.
The domestic slave trade.
Yes, of the American slave trade from 1808 to 1865, after the international slave trade was abolished in America. And New Orleans was one of the major hubs of the slave trade, and it came out that the Historic New Orleans Collection and many other museums hadn't really done an exhibit on slavery in years. And so this tries to include narratives from former slaves and give not a glossed overview. Yeah. And so it's very it can be emotional, but it gives so many original documents and details that it's an amazing exhibit.
It's a must see. Check this out. The slave trade then obviously just wreaked havoc on families, and after the Civil War, it's interesting also how people tried to track down family members.
Right, and there is a whole section at the end of the exhibit talking about the Lost Friends ads, and the Historic New Orleans Collection has worked to digitize a lot of these ads, and there's a computer in the exhibit that allows you to search through by city, state, county names, which is making a lot of genealogical research a lot easier for descendants of former slaves.
And you called that Find by Friend? What did you just say?
Lost Friends ads.
Lost Friends.
And actually we have an event tomorrow, a book club session, that is on a book written about that exact topic. It's Help Me to Find My People. And a scholar wrote about all of these Lost Friends ads and their effect and how they worked and didn't and all that, and Aaron Greenwald will be leading the discussion tomorrow at 10:30.
Yeah.
Well, that's huge. Lost Friends ad. So it's reacquainting people, family members that
were separated during slavery. They don't know where they ended up.
What time is the book signing?
It's at 10:30. And yes, and there will be a discussion of the book and everything.
Yeah. Well, Megan, touch on some other things going on at the museum.
Well, tomorrow also we actually have a curator tour of the exhibit at 1:30 for those who would prefer to have a guided tour of the exhibit. We do have docents in the galleries at all times that are there and available to answer questions or lead tours if the viewer wants. Some prefer to see it on their own and
take their time.
Yes, and take their time. And we've had multiple people who have come back so that they can look deeper into the exhibit.
You have another event you're talking about, the family?
We do have a family class tomorrow at 1 as well. I think it just filled up last night.
Oh, okay.
It's ceramics, and it's connected with a couple of the pieces in our Faculty and Friends exhibit by Wang-Ling Chu. She does ceramics art, and she is a professor at Louisiana College.
And
does a lot with
let's
us.
mention the sponsors that made all this possible.
We have to thank the LEH who sponsored our Changing Landscapes exhibit, Fred Jan Bobeth. The NEH, the National Endowment for the Humanities, provided the generous grant that made Purchase Lives coming to the Alexandria Museum of Art possible. The Arts Council of Central Louisiana, the Louisiana Division of the Arts, and the National Endowment of the Arts.
Wow.
Yes.
It takes a lot, and you pulled it together.
We depend heavily on grants and generous sponsors.
All right, Megan, thanks for coming. Again, that Purchase Lives exhibit on display through August the 20th, right, at the museum.
Yes.
Check it out. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lane Berry Miller, she'll join us in just a few minutes.